Students, we'll start with the next topic, that is mathematical formation of second law of motion. Now we have already seen the second law of motion, that is rate change of momentum of an object is proportional to the unbalanced force and in the direction of the force. Okay, so we'll see what is change of momentum. For that, first you should have final velocity and initial velocity. Let us see an object with mass m. If the initial velocity is u and the final velocity is v and time t. Okay, now let us see the initial momentum and the final momentum. So p1 is the initial momentum, which is equal to mass into velocity, that is the initial velocity. You get the initial momentum. Now the final momentum, if you want to go for final momentum, p2, that is m into v, that is mass into final velocity. So we got two momentums, initial momentum and final momentum. Now the change in momentum will be final minus initial, that is p2 minus p1. Now p2 is mv minus mu. Now take out m common and you will get v minus u. Now what is the rate of change of momentum? Now whenever rate of change of momentum, you will have time, that is you will have to divide it by time. Okay, so the whole equation you divide it by time. Now when you divide it by time, m minus v minus u upon t, this is equal to a. Okay, and if you want to remove this proportionality sign and make it equal, you have to add a constant. So you add a constant k here, this becomes equal, the proportionality sign goes and it becomes equal, and this you can replace by a. So f is equal to kma, where a is the acceleration, okay, which is a change in velocity. K is the constant of proportionality. Now the units are of mass and acceleration, that is m and a. You have got kg for mass, and for acceleration you have got meter per second square. So here the unit will be kg meter per second, or this is also known as Newton. Okay, so 1 unit of force will be, you will have 1 kg of mass and 1 meter per second square of acceleration, that will give you 1 Newton. So 1 Newton you will have when you have got 1 kg mass and 1 meter per second square acceleration. Okay, so unit of force we got as kg meter per second square, that is Newton, and the symbol is N. Now turn the page. So force can be measured if we know the mass and acceleration. Okay, as it is a product of mass and acceleration. Now this we can see in everyday examples where we are using this, that while catching a fast moving cricket ball, the fielder in the ground gradually pulls his hand backwards. Okay, now when he is pulling the hand backwards, he gives the time, okay, so that the velocity of that moving ball becomes to 0 and his hand doesn't get hurt. The acceleration of ball gets decreased, so the impact becomes less. Okay, now if this ball gets suddenly stopped, instead of going back or taking his hands back, okay, so you can see this, he is taking his hands back here. So this much time he is giving for reducing the velocity. If he does not give this time, then what will happen? The force will be so large that his hand may get, or the palm may get hurt. Okay. Similarly, a high jump athlete. Whenever you have a high jump, the athletes are made to fall on a cushioned bed or a sand bed. Okay, that is to increase the time of the athlete's fall or to fall after making the jump. Okay. Now, based on this law, the first law of motion and the second law of motion, okay, they can be equated as f is equal to ma, where f is equal to m v minus u upon t. Now if you take t on this side, you will get ft is equal to mv minus mu. Okay, now here if f is equal to 0 here, so if f is equal to 0, then what will happen is mv minus mu, this will also become 0. Okay, so taking out m common, we'll get v minus u is equal to 0. So v minus u is equal to 0 upon m. So this will get again turn into 0, 0 divided by m. So v will be equal to u. Now whenever v is equal to u, that means it is uniform velocity. So whenever force is 0, what will happen is that the object will continue to move with uniform velocity throughout the time. Okay, similarly, if v becomes 0, then u also will become 0 here. Then there will be no motion. That means the object is at rest. So for uniform velocity, there should be no force acting, and if initial velocity and final velocity is 0, then there will be no motion. Okay, thank you.